NTT IndyCar Series points leader Josef Newgarden, driver of the number 2 Hitachi Chevrolet for Team Penske. Joseph, you're going to start third. It looked like you had a little adventure on the last lap of Firestone Fast 6 qualifying. Actually, you started fourth. Was that a difference maker for a higher starting position? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I think we may have still been where we are. If I was on a 1, and so I went for it. I knew it was going to take a really good lap, like a 0 or a 1 to get the pole, and we saved our good tires for the second run. And yeah, we were up there, going into turn 2, and then I just pushed a little too hard. I went really, really deep. That's an area I've been working on all weekend, so I kind of just gave everything I had there, and it was too much, and it was kind of a one-lap deal, so I aborted after that, and that was it. But we're in the top 6, which was good. I knew we had a lap to kind of lean on if everything went bad in that second run, and so that's what we're going to do now. We'll start 4th, which is pretty solid for us for tomorrow.
Let's start with the first qualifying group. Talk about the pressure of making it through that first group, because it was loaded, and all 4 championship contenders were in that session.
Yeah, you want to advance in that one, but we did. Everyone did a good job just executing there, trying to get to the Fast 6, which was the goal. Obviously, we'd like the pole. I think we did have pole speed here today. We just didn't convert it, but we got pretty close, which is fairly good on a weekend like this. I think Team Chevy's done a really good job for us so far. We've had really quite good power, good drivability around a difficult track, and our cars felt pretty solid all weekend, very consistent. So now we just got to continue that for another day.
All 4 championship contenders held serve, and so they make the Fast 6. I guess if there's a big picture look at this, where everybody is, and you're right among them.
We're all there. We are all there, ready to go. So it's funny how that works out. They all made it, right? Which is good. That's what we're supposed to do. So yeah, we'll make it interesting. We're amongst each other.
Question on your right from Bruce.
There's an old line, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. Is that kind of how you feel with the championship? Because, like you said, we're all right there.
Yeah, in our situation, it's a good thing to be close to the competition, specifically the ones in the championship. So, yeah, we got to have a good, clean run tomorrow. You'd like to win every race, and maybe we've got a race-winning car tomorrow. It certainly feels like we have the capability of it, but we need to have a good, clean day. Try and not get caught up in anything, and just run our race like we normally would. I think that's what we'll try and focus on.
Question in the second row on your right from Jennifer.
Hey Joseph, I saw you standing there and looking at the board and studying it, and then you kind of pursed your lips in disgust. What did you see that you didn't like?
Oh, nothing. I was just...
That's the look you just made.
Well, it's been nice to see Felix up there. He had speed to probably be up front. It would have been interesting to have him up there too. That's the biggest one to me. That's kind of a surprise, I think, from the session. But everything else looks about right. I think everyone is about where you'd expect them for the most part, relatively. But it is cool. All four contenders made it through the Fast 6. That's great. We're all close to each other. So it'll be pretty exciting.
Question behind there from Patrick Stefanen on your right.
Just to follow up on that, so you want Felix up there as I'm sure you're not just championing his talents. You want him up there because you want faster cars up there to race together against.
To be fair to Felix, he has been fast all weekend, so he probably, would have been in the contention for the pole without a doubt. If you look at where Dixon is, I think he's been a fair bit quicker than Dixon this weekend. So, just on merit, he probably should have been up there. But yeah, it would have been, that's more beneficial to us. He's in the mix. It's more helpful, but I don't think it changes things dramatically. It just would have been interesting to see him up there in the mix.
Following up on something Colton Hurst said the other day, he said that given that he was talking about racing the championship contenders, and he said, well, the good thing is if Josef maybe is leading, he may not fight me as much for the lead because he'd have more to risk. You buy that?
Yeah, yeah. why would I? Why would I, right? I mean, I'm not going to pull over and park my car and take a quick latte and then get back going again once he's by. But it's, you know, I don't think I'm going to do any. I'm not going to try and do anything silly. You know, but at the same point, if he's faster than me and he can get by, then he'll get by. He doesn't have to do that now. He's in front of me, so he's already in a better position than what he was talking about. But yeah, it's really going to depend on how this thing shakes out at the start. I think you start thinking championship and running order when you really see where people are, you know, and where they've been running. So Rossi's excited to get in here, so I should finish up. But that's how I feel about that.
One more here for Joseph from Jeff Gluck on your far right.
You know, at Portland, it seemed like the whole weekend, just everybody kept asking you guys, oh, you know, what's going to happen in turn one? It's going to be crazy, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, maybe I missed it, but I haven't really heard that topic too much about this weekend, but it still looks kind of dicey. Are you guys going to be sorted out by the time you get there? Or why is it not as much of an issue?
I'm guessing that Portland's been more historically difficult at the start in turn one than here. You know, both these venues are new to me, so I don't have a lot of knowledge for including Portland in that. Portland was the same way to me a year or two ago. I think Portland is more notorious for that chicane creating issues than here. I don't know. I'd have to look at the stats. I don't know what the turn one wrecks or turn two. We call it turn two, but I don't know what the statistical crash rate of turn two is here at the start. So I'm assuming it's lower than what Portland was. So that's probably why no one's talked about it. But having said that, our start's always jumbled up, so something can happen here too. You just never know.
We also add to the press conference Alexander Rossi of Andretti Autosport, who will start third in Sunday's race. Simon Pagenaud of Team Penske will start sixth. And five-time NTT IndyCar Series champion Scott Dixon of Chip Ganassi Racing, who will start second. Since Alex got here first, we'll ask Alex, you got all the championship contenders around you, you know where they start. Maybe it's appropriate they all reach the fast six. Is that good for the show?
It's not good for me, but yeah, it's good for the show. It's what probably should happen. Yeah.
Talk about the pressure just making it through the first round.
I think it's the same as every weekend. You know, we go on and on about how tight the NTT IndyCar Series is, and we knew it was going to be a tall order to put laps in today, just with how challenging it's been for the past couple of days. So, yeah, I mean, it's always difficult every qualifying session.
Simon, you talk about your adventurous run there on the last lap of qualifying. You had a chance to make the advance higher than sixth?
Last lap actually was the least entertaining of them all, I think. Yeah, it was definitely an intense qualifying. You know, we pushed as hard as we could to try to be ahead. Very exciting. I mean, a little too exciting in my taste, especially Q1. The problem is we're back there on pit lane, and it's very difficult to you know, get your tires up to temperature when everybody's trying to gap themselves at the front. So it's an accordion effect, and Q1 was complicated. My first lap was going to be my fastest, and I caught Sebastian to make sure I was going to get a good lap. I had to abort to get a second. Very stressful situation, but overall, I think, you know, obviously I wanted to be on the pole. I think we all wanted to be on the pole, but it's very tight. It's very important to at least transfer to the fast six. And I think we tried everything we could. You know, I was attacking everywhere, maybe a little too much at times, but there was a time to go. So absolutely no regrets, and we did the best we could.
Scott, your thoughts about starting second and at least ahead of these other three guys?
Yeah, it was definitely good recovery. I think for us, we've been struggling a little bit all weekend. I've just been struggling to get the time out of the new tyres. Felix has been doing a fantastic job. Definitely gone for him. I don't know the total scenario there, but I think he would have fought hard and had a really good shot getting the pole. He's been quick all weekend, but it's the way it rolls. But yeah, I think we did a good job. I know our second run pace and used tyres have been really good all weekend. It was just I haven't been able to get the speed out of the new ones, so it was a nice surprise and in a good position. We'll just have to see how it rolls tonight.
Okay. Questions in front for Bruce? From Bruce?
Alex, yesterday when a lot of us were probably looking too much at speeds and what you guys were doing, you guys seemed to be calm and methodical about it. kind of figure out it would all work out like this?
Well, we always don't plan on being last in qualifying, but yeah, we were going through, it's a new track, so we have the opportunity with such a big team to dedicate cars to roll through tons of different just setup philosophies. And as long as you have a couple of cars that are on a consistent platform that you know you can go back to and feed off of, I think makes you more comfortable to do that. So yeah, we made sure that we went through everything that we could theoretically come up with that might work, and yeah, put it all together. Hopefully, we're hoping to put it all together this afternoon.
Did you use any of your teammates, incorporate any of your teammates?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we all work together every session. You have to, when you have that many cars out on track, everyone's doing a corner a little bit better or different than you, and you gotta put the puzzle pieces together. But yeah, no, you definitely feed off each other, for sure.
Question comes on the left.
Hey, Alex, Dave Wood with Auburn Journal. Whole city for you. Hey, you've been saying that pole was priority for you this weekend for a good race, and yesterday you were doing number one with the times. You dropped yesterday, or this morning you dropped down, and then you ended third. What changes were you making, or were you guys toying with a little bit of setup differences to try and get that extra tenth out of it? Or
My engineer in his setup sheet has something that's a drop-down item that says punt. So we punted a lot. So that's what we were doing. Like when you get a fourth down and you need to give the ball away, and you just kind of, we're French, so. So.
Question on the right from Nate Ryan.
It's for the two guys who are talking right now. So.
Hey, so my question is for Joseph and Alex. I'm a little bit late to the party on this, so forgive my ignorance, but I keep seeing this hashtag rise above and hashtag rise abover. Can somebody explain the background on that? Like, what is all this?
So it started with hover above, which people didn't understand, and then it became. What's the rice one?
The rice one.
Then it was rice above with a bag of rice over my head. And then it was rise above her because people still didn't understand the rice. Yeah.
I thought the rice one was hilarious, personally. I don't know if anyone saw this, but that one was a meme, and I thought that was really good. But I love it. I mean, I just love that you guys have taken our campaign as inspiration and used it. I think we got their heads in the right place, and that's a good thing for tomorrow.
I think you should explain Rise Above in the first place.
Rise Above is actually just that. You know, for us, it's just a campaign to speak about our mentality. You know, there's always difficult times throughout the year. And for us, it's always about, moving forward and always trying to climb the mountain. And that's what we're trying to do tomorrow. So for us, it's been a great little campaign rally. I think a lot of guys have liked it for the most part. And so, yeah, we're going to try and do that tomorrow. We're going to try and rise above everybody else.
Is that your thing or Penske thing?
It's our thing. I mean, I think Penske pushes it too, but it's our deal.
Okay, further questions? Jenna? Okay, we'll get Jenna and then Wolfgang.
Hey, Scott, you've known Felix longer than most of us, and he seems like a pretty quiet guy, but he's pretty fired up after qualifying and said some pretty damning things. Does he often show emotion like that?
He's short, right? So he's got the short man syndrome. No, I'm joking. It's well, I imagine, he's been super fast all weekend, and yeah, of course he gets fired up. I think all of us are extremely, competitive. It's the environment, and I think with I don't know what the rule was or how it was. I thought that only occurred when you crossed the red, and you didn't. I know he hindered somebody's lap, but it's, whatever. To lose your two quickest and then not advance, even though he'd done 3 quick laps that would have advanced him. So I can imagine he's pretty angry. But, he's been knocking on the door all year long, and I think, he's still got a very good shot tomorrow. You can definitely in that position create a very good off-strategy race. yeah, I've known Felix probably for the last 5-6 years, and
He sometimes gets that way.
it's what?
He sometimes gets that way.
No, he's pretty relaxed. I haven't seen any of this stuff yet, so I'm excited to see it.
What did he say?
Yeah, what happened?
He said that someone in Indy, someone upstairs really hates him and wants her to win what she is.
That response was based on an explanation given of Felix's response, which I won't repeat. Wolfgang.
Question for you, Scott. Question for you. I think somewhere during the qualifying, one of the TV commentators said that the track temperature was extremely hotter than the days before. Did you feel any changes in the performance of the cars or the whole car?
I thought the track actually grip was fairly good considering the ambient conditions were hot. The track's not super dark here, so I don't think that really affects it too much. But yeah, it's conditions were good. I think the hardest part here that everybody fights is just sort of dirt. Especially when it gets a little bit windy, the dirt gets on the track, and when you're following somebody that goes off, that's pretty tough. But yeah, the grip level was actually pretty good. So we don't get to run on the reds too often. We did yesterday, kind of in similar conditions and then qualifying. But the blacks definitely didn't feel anywhere near as good as what we had this morning.
We'll take two more. Bruce.
This is for each of you. In a series that's got so much competition, I think it would be hard to argue that the 4 drivers up there are not the 4 best drivers this season in the series. How does it feel to have that come down? That you are the 4 best.
Yeah, I heard
Now, it's hard to argue that you're not the 4 best. So how does it feel to have it come down to the 4 best drivers fighting for the championship?
Well, none of us got pole, so we clearly aren't that good.
I
don't know how you-
coming down to this, and you guys have all been best guys all season, for the most part.
I think we've probably been the most consistent, all of us, in a lot of ways. It's hard to say the best. I mean, I would say the most consistent for sure. But guys like Felix, for instance, he's been pretty strong towards the end of this year. I think they'll be contenders next year, but it's about who strings together the best results all year. Obviously, it's a championship race, and every race counts, pretty significantly. So, I think that's why you normally see these contenders up front every weekend. And now, when we come down to it, that's why we're all together still.
But you've won the most, and you've won all the big races.
Well, it pays so massively to win, so that's why the guys that win the most races are normally up front.
I think our last question here.
Well, wait, but they didn't get the answer.
Yeah, I think what they said. At the end of the day, there's a championship on the line. I think you gotta rise above.
Or hug.
Yeah, rise above her.
Or rise.
Just get up in the morning.
I'm just happy to be here, man. Last question.
Alexander, at Rossi in Indianapolis, they said you could ride 17, and you or somebody on the team took the 3 out from the 13. Are you a particularly superstitious guy?
Considering that's the first I've heard of it, I don't think so. No. Not at all.
All right, we'll see one of you tomorrow about this time in championship form.